I am tracking a warmer week ahead, but it doesn't mean it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows. No, it's going to be more active when it comes to rain chances. I'll time them out. Thank you, Ryan. I know earlier this morning we started with a very small amount of sunshine, but quickly the clouds did roll in, and that's going to be pretty steady as we come into the evening. That's because southern winds helping to bring in a little more moisture, which means warmer, steadier temperatures. But it also means a threat for some rain a little further off to the west, but it's moving to the east, and that's what I'm going to be watching closely as we do come into the evening tonight. Looking to be predominantly an overnight event, but the problem with an overnight event, especially here during this transition period from spring or winter to spring, we see temperatures flirting with that freezing point. So I'll go into a little more detail, and if we can see some of the green maybe change into more of that pink color, that's all coming up in just a bit. Thank you so much, Ryan. So pretty active week on the way, not just when it comes to temperatures, but when it comes to conditions as well. May have noticed it's a bit cloudy out there right now. The clouds coming in because a little more moisture coming back into the region. And that's because of southern winds, which again will help keep things warmer. But it also does bring a chance for rain tonight. Now that rain may transition into freezing rain, very dependent on temperatures as it usually is. But the warm-up trend continues through the week. Unfortunately, it also means it will be staying fairly active, which means chances for rain continue. And just a reminder that we are going to be springing forward. That's right, daylight savings time, I believe, is beginning here as we come into our later. Okay, let's just do this one again, guys. I need to check if it's beginning or ending. It's beginning. All right, I had it right. I had it right. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, and happy March, everyone. That's right, it is March. We are beginning that transition from winter into spring, and we're going to see that quite a bit tonight, feel it too. Even starting tonight, as temperatures flirt with that freezing point, a little rain that's coming our way could potentially turn into a mix. We'll get to the details in just a moment, but the warming trend, that's going to continue as we head through the week. We're also going to be staying active when it comes to those rain chances. And just a quick reminder that Sunday, we'll be springing forward, daylight saving time beginning, which means later sunsets coming our way. All right, let's get to satellite and radar. I mentioned it at the top of the newscast. The clouds moved in pretty quickly through the day as those southern warmer winds helped to bring in that moisture. So now we see this rain chance rolling through. Currently further to the west, it has not made its way into Minnesota or Iowa yet, but it's coming quickly and brings us a chance for that precipitation. So thus, watching the temperatures very closely. I fast forwarded things to about 10 p.m. this evening, so it's going to be a later night, overnight event. You'll notice a little pink starting to mix in there, meaning a bit of that wintry mixture or freezing rain, because temperatures will be right there by the freezing point, or in the case of Charles City, Austin, right at the freezing point. Now, good news is with those southern winds, temperatures do look to stay steady and in some cases actually might rise a little bit, and a degree or two makes a huge difference difference when it comes to these systems moving through. So by midnight, we're looking at more widespread to scattered rainfall, and that chance continues into Tuesday morning. But once again, just a degree difference really can make or break things as we do come into, say, the morning commute. So with those temperatures staying right around the freezing point, the mix is still possible. Icing on roadways is still possible, even just a thin glaze, a thin layer, so we can't completely rule it out. The probability for a very thin layer of ice for all of us, it may be low, but once again, cannot completely rule it out. So just give yourself a little extra time in the morning, especially if you're traveling on roadways that have been untreated or just less traveled in general. Moving over to precipitation chances, and I told you it's going to be an active week. We are not ending with the chances. They may go down through the middle of the week, but then we get to the end of the week where temperatures are actually getting high enough where we might hear a rumble of thunder or two with this rain coming on Friday. Talking about the temperatures, well, there you see it right there. Temps staying well above normal, but a transition period, right? So we go from spring and then suddenly we're back into the winter. So keep the warmer coats out, but also get the raincoats and the umbrellas because the next 7 days will be a bit wild. Looking forward to it though, as warmer temperatures are here for now. Well, thank you, Ryan. So today actually marks the first 6 o'clock sunset. I know it happened a little earlier on, but it's just really something to celebrate because as we continue through the month, the sunsets get later and later. Now, one reason for that, of course, is because we'll be springing forward on Sunday, losing an hour of sleep. But honestly, Ryan, with those temperatures, I'm not complaining too much, but we will be keeping an eye on some rainy weather as we head towards the weekend.